I'm not sure how much you saw Burrow last year, if anything at all.
I'm sorry?
I'm not sure how much you saw of Joe Burrow last year.
Yeah.
I guess what have you seen maybe in comparison to what he's doing this year?
Yeah, he, I don't know how you can miss it last year. I mean, I know they didn't have obviously the win-loss record that they wanted, but, I think he burst onto the scene in such a positive way last year. I definitely followed the guy, just being a football fan, what he did, at LSU his last year. So, son of a coach, gym rat, all those things that the makeup that he has, I think, has allowed him to be able to be the quarterback that he is in the league at such a young age. And the thing I was impressed with, he tore his ACL pretty late in the year last year. I want to say, was it game 10? Does that sound right? And for him to be able to, come and start the season and go like he's been going, that to me, that's been impressive. So he's a heck of a quarterback. He can make all the throws. His pocket savviness, his awareness, I think those are all things that to play quarterback in this league at a high level you have to have, and he's shown, in a small sample size, 13 or 14 games, however many games he's played. It's been pretty impressive.
Joe, you guys obviously got Devondre Campbell up to speed, and he missed half the offseason or the whole offseason. Now you got Jalen Smith, who's missed that plus, the first month of the regular season.
Sure.
Can you replicate that with what you did with Devondre at all?
Well, I mean, that's a good question. And, the thing that, I don't think anybody really realizes the importance. That's why you have an off season. That's why you have OTA practices. That's why you have training camp. It's to practice and to learn. And if you are brand new as a player, or if you're coming in implementing a new system as a coach, that's why the off season and training camp is in place for those reasons. So, the one thing, and for the record, I haven't even seen Jalen yet. I haven't even seen him face to face yet. So, I think it really just became official, less than an hour ago. So, but the good thing, you're talking about a guy that's played a lot of ball at a high level. But it's different, guys. It's every single system is subtly different, and I use this analogy a lot of times, in the draft with guys. Football is football. Cover 4 is cover 4, cover 3 is cover 3. Cover 1 man free is it's the same, no matter what playbook you're in. But we might call it apples here, and in Dallas he's called it oranges his whole time. So you got to transfer that over in your mind from a terminology standpoint. That's the biggest thing in today's football, is when you're going from system to system or team to team. It's just the words, the verbiage, the terminology. So, but we're excited to have him. I'm excited to meet him, and we'll see what we got here moving forward. But I don't want to put a timeline on for us. I definitely don't want to put one on for him, because, like I said, I haven't even shaken the guy's hand yet.
Hey, Joe, the trend in the NFL has been to play with fewer inside linebackers, and you seem to like inside linebackers in this scheme.
Yeah. And
even went with 3, on the field this past weekend. What is it about that position that you really like?
I like good defensive football players. That's what I like. And you obviously can only have 11 of them on the field at one time, but I think if you can create different looks and different packages for guys that are worthy of being on the field, I think it's gonna benefit us. It's gonna give the offense problems, obviously. So we have a group of guys. I think I've told you before. I've said it standing here. You can never have enough corners and enough pass rushers, but that's not to discredit. You can't have enough great defensive linemen. You can't have enough great inside backers. we got two pretty good safeties. I'd love to have a few more, you know. You can't have enough good, aware, instinctual football players. And when you have a bunch of guys like that, no matter what position they play, it allows you to do different things. And, you know, our guys have been, I've told you here a lot, we have a great group of guys that are into it, that are football guys. They love football. They love practicing. They love meetings. They love working at it. And then, you know, they love showing up and flying around on Sunday. So it's been fun to work with these guys.
Have enough corners. How do you feel about the number of corners you currently have available to you, and how big of a challenge is it for however long you don't have one of the best in the business?
No question. Yeah. You know, we still don't know ultimately what's gonna happen with Ja, but you know, anytime that you lose an elite player, and Jaire he's in a very select group in this league. But you know, you guys hear it all the time. It's unfortunate. It's hopefully, I don't mean to be cliche but you know, injuries are something you have to deal with. You know, in a 16+ game season, injuries are things that you have to deal with. It's part of our business. You know, hopefully, you know, you hope that it's not really an extended period of time. But bottom line, we're not going to have Ja this week, and it's you know, you hear, when I was talking cliche, you hear that all the time. Next man up. That's the reason you have a roster. That's the reason you have a practice squad, and you know, we got a group of guys that are you know, ready, willing, and able to step up in Jaire's with him not being with us. But no, it's a lot. I mean, he's the thing that's great about Ja is that he's not only one of the best corners in the National Football League, he's one of our captains. He's one of our leaders. He is, if any of you have ever been around him in the locker room, on the practice field, he is all ball, all juice, all day long. So it's going to be, you know, people are going to have to step up in his absence, because not only the playmaking ability, but the leadership, just the passion and the energy that he brings every single day, someone else is going to have to match that. So, and we got a group of guys that are willing for that challenge. There's no doubt.
Joe, Chauncey's played, I think, about 15 defensive snaps a game. Is Ladarius ready for that?
Yeah, I mean, again, whether you're ready or not, I mean, he has no choice. But specifically with him, to answer your question, yeah, he's. I think it was such a bummer, because Chauncey, what a great story, a kid that, you know, we signed as basically just a camp body, and just, you know, busted his tail, and you know, with Z's injury, really became, you know, we kind of had him earmarked for more of a practice squad guy, and then with Z getting banged up, you know, bam, he not only makes the team, but, you know, as a coach, you know, I think back to when I was a position coach, you know, the thing, trust is such a big thing. You know, you could have the greatest guy in the world. He could be assignment savvy in the classroom. He can do a great job in practice. But for you as a coach, you gotta ultimately trust that guy to put him in the game as a position coach, that you feel. And Chauncey earned that with Mike. And you know, whether it was 10, 12, 15 snaps a game, he went in and did a great job for us. So again, back to the injuries. Injuries, they happen. It's part of the deal. So it's next man up. And there's not a doubt in my mind that, you know, no matter who it is, they're going to go in. They're prepared. They've practiced well. Now they just got to go in and do their job and do it at a high level.
Joe, speaking of Ja, Eric was telling us that he throws tennis balls at him at practice and in meetings. Have you been able to see Eric's ball skills, which he himself admitted was not his strength coming out? Have you seen those improve a lot in the time you've been around him, and how much does that change his game?
Yeah, it's been cool just watching, you know, Jaire, but the whole group, Jaire and Eric. Jaire and Kevin really take Eric under their wing. And that is something that Jaire, I don't know if that's been something that Ja's always done or if it's just been new. But he was, I mean, there's not been a time in this facility or a time on the practice field where, you know, if the offensive emphasis was out on the field and defensively we're on the sideline, he's constantly doing things from just ball reaction and ball awareness, tennis balls usually. And he's really gotten, you know, most of the DBs to buy into that, but especially Eric. And there's no question that it's, you know, because that was something that Eric, you know, they said from a ball skill standpoint, and he's improved leaps and bounds. And I guarantee it's all that time and all that just playing catch, you know. And you know, it's easier to catch a big object as a football, but that tennis ball, you know, you really have to hone in on your eye-hand coordination. And I tip my hat off to Ja, not only for working on it for himself, but really, you know, taking Eric under his wing and helping him with that. It's paid off tremendously. It was a big play in the game just a couple days ago to seal the game against Pittsburgh.
You have any soreness from tackling that donut at the beginning of practice today?
No, man. I've been hit a lot harder than that before, but no, it was good. Sometimes you got to just show the young bucks how to do it, you know. So it was great. They challenged me. They asked me, and of course, when they say, "Hey, you know, Joe B, are you gonna go tackle it?" You know, you can't say no. So, but you know, it's on you tackle onto a damn mattress. You're falling onto a pad, so it's not that big a deal.
Got time for a couple more in the room if there are any? Nope, everybody good? All right, Sarah, let's take one from Zoom.
Yep, just one anecdotes.
Coach, I know you can't speak to what was going on with Mike before you were here, but has Kenny been given more of a green light to just get upfield and penetrate more so than he has been asked maybe in the past? Because while he does still do a little bit of two-gapping, a little bit of, you know, holding guys up and shedding blocks and making tackles, it sure seems like he's a lot more disruptive and quick off the ball this year. Has that been an emphasis? Is that something scheme-related? What's going on there?
Yeah, you know, I don't want to get into anything, you know, previous, but you know, I think Kenny's been a damn good player for a long time. I mean, even coming out of college, you know, we loved him. We obviously evaluated him and thought very highly of him. And you know, I just think it's neat just to see a guy improve every year. And I think if you look at Kenny's career, he's improved every year. And I think he's proven, you know, there's all different types of body types, especially when you talk about, you know, positionally. And when you talk about the defensive line, there's some guys that are taller than others. There's some guys that have longer, you know, length. There's some guys that are heavier, whatever. And I think a lot of times guys get kind of put into that category of, oh, he's just a run stopper, or oh, he's a nose guard. You know, I think Kenny Clark is just a damn good defensive lineman. Now, of course, you know, he's made a reputation for himself for being more of that run stuffing player. But you know, the thing about Kenny understands blocking schemes. Kenny understands football, and I think that obviously helps guys being able to attack the run. But he understands protections. He understands offensive line pass sets. And when you're a student of the game like Kenny Clark is, it allows him, you know, to be a complete player, and that's, you know, play the run equally as well as rush the passer. So Kenny's in a good place, and I'm excited about it, and I can't wait to watch him play again.